Spider-Man versus the Flash. AI decides the fastest mind in motion. One slings through chaos, the other outruns time. Tonight, 5 AIs decide who truly moves faster in mind, body, and soul. Welcome back to AI Decides, Pop Culture Battles, where 5 different AIs face the impossible question: who would win? Today's matchup is a collision of speed and smarts. From the skyscrapers of New York comes the friendly neighborhood genius, Spider-Man, the quip-slinging prodigy who mixes heart, humor, and science to survive anything. And sprinting in from the Speed Force, the Scarlet Speedster himself, the Flash, a man who thinks and moves faster than reality can keep up. 5 AIs, 4 intense rounds, 1 final verdict. Let's find out who wins when web meets lightning. You were a logical strategist analyzing a battle between Spider-Man and the Flash. Consider intelligence, tactical creativity, and adaptability under pressure. Who would outthink and outmaneuver the other in combat? And your answer with your final verdict.
Spider-Man is a tactical genius who thrives in chaos. His scientific intellect, sharp instincts, and combat improvisation allow him to adapt to almost any opponent. He constantly analyzes movement patterns, predicts attacks, and uses his environment to his advantage. Even under extreme pressure, Peter Parker's humor masks razor-sharp focus. He's a master of turning defense into offense. The Flash, however, operates on an entirely different level of cognition. His brain processes information at super speed, effectively granting him near-instant tactical calculation. He can analyze thousands of potential outcomes in the blink of an eye and adjust before Spider-Man even completes a thought. While Spider-Man's creativity is human brilliance, the Flash's perception borders on omniscience in combat. In a mental duel, Spider-Man might predict the first few moves, but the Flash would have already simulated the entire fight. Winner, the Flash.
Spider-Man, aka Peter Parker, boasts genius-level intelligence as a scientist and inventor, crafting web shooters and gadgets on the fly. His spider sense provides precognitive warnings, enhancing tactical creativity. He often turns urban environments into traps, outsmarting foes like Dr. Octopus through improvisation and wit. The Flash, Barry Allen, is a sharp forensic expert with super speed, enabling near-instantaneous decision-making. He adapts under pressure by phasing, vibrating, or generating speed-based phenomena like vortexes, outmaneuvering threats before they react. In combat, Flash's velocity allows rapid trial-and-error tactics, potentially overwhelming Spider-Man's defenses. However, Spider-Man's adaptability shines in chaotic scenarios. His intellect and senses could predict Flash's patterns, using webs or distractions to disrupt speed advantages. Ultimately, Spider-Man's superior strategic depth and creative problem-solving would edge out Flash's reactive speed in a prolonged battle. Winner, Spider-Man.
This matchup hinges on reaction time versus predictive intelligence. The Flash's advantages: thinks at superhuman speeds, processing thousands of strategies instantly, can test multiple approaches in seconds due to time perception. Speed Force grants near precognitive combat awareness. Spider-Man's advantages: Spider Sense provides automatic danger prediction, negating speed advantage. Decades of experience fighting opponents faster than himself. Quicksilver Moreland. Superior environmental manipulation. Webbing can create instant traps. Genius-level intellect, specialized in on-the-fly improvisation. The critical factor: Spider Sense is the equalizer. Flash's speed becomes less decisive when Peter automatically dodges before attacks land. Meanwhile, Spider-Man excels at environmental warfare, turning surroundings into weapons. He'd web anchor the Flash mid-run, create tripwires, or use reflective surfaces to predict movement patterns. Flash thinks faster, but Spider-Man thinks differently. Peter's tactical creativity has defeated physically superior opponents countless times by exploiting weaknesses they didn't know they had. He'd quickly realize Flash's momentum works against him. One well-placed web at super speed could cause catastrophic collision. Winner, Spider-Man.
Spider-Man's intelligence and tactical creativity are formidable. He constantly improvises mid-fight, using webs and environment to create traps and exploit weaknesses. His spider sense provides a near-perfect defensive, allowing him to react to threats instinctively. However, the Flash's adaptability exists on another timescale. He can perceive and process information in attoseconds, making Spider-Man's movements appear frozen. While Spider-Man plans one move, the Flash can run through thousands of strategic simulations. Spider-Man's brilliant traps would be seen, analyzed, and dismantled before they even triggered. In a battle of wits, speed is the ultimate tactical advantage. The Flash wouldn't just outmaneuver Spider-Man, he would outthink him by operating in a time frame where he has effectively infinite time to plan. Winner, the Flash.
This is a fascinating matchup focused on mental warfare. Spider-Man excels in tactical creativity and adaptability. His spider sense acts as a precognitive warning system, a massive advantage under pressure, allowing him to instantaneously adjust to threats. He constantly improvises with his webs, using them to disarm, disable, blind, or create environmental traps. His high intelligence and scientific background enable him to quickly analyze and exploit the physics of a situation. The Flash, assuming a version like Barry Allen or Wally West, possesses vast intelligence and strategic depth, but his primary mode of combat is often overwhelming speed, relying less on moment-to-moment improvisation. While his speed grants him near-infinite time to think and plan, his initial strategy might be less fluid against an unpredictable, adapting opponent. However, his ability to create speed mirages, vibrating phasing, and vortexes shows high tactical potential. In this specific challenge, outthinking and outmaneuvering, Spider-Man's superior on-the-fly adaptability and the non-visual instinctual edge of the spider sense would allow him to predict and counter the Flash's high-speed maneuvers. He could use environmental factors and complex webbing patterns to turn the fight into a chaotic puzzle the Flash would have to constantly stop and solve, negating the pure advantage of speed. Winner? Spider-Man.
So we have a winner of the round one, that is Spider-Man.
Oh no!
You are an emotional analyst comparing Spider-Man and the Flash. Focus on our motivation, resilience, and emotional drive to keep fighting even when all hope is lost. Who has the stronger inner purpose that would fuel victory? End your answer with your final verdict.
Spider-Man's strength is born from guilt, love, and responsibility. Every punch he throws carries the weight of Uncle Ben's lesson that his power must protect others no matter the cost. When he's broken, bleeding, or outmatched, it's that sense of duty that drags him back to his feet. Spider-Man doesn't fight for glory or vengeance. He fights because he can't stand to see anyone else suffer. His resilience comes from empathy, a heart that refuses to quit even when his body does. The Flash's motivation, while noble, is rooted in loss and duty to time itself. Barry runs to protect reality, to undo tragedies, and to save others from the pain he endured. His optimism fuels him, but it's often weighed down by guilt and the burden of impossible responsibility. Both are driven by compassion, but Spider-Man's emotional core burns rawer, more human, and more relentless. His will to endure isn't powered by speed, it's powered by heartbreak and hope intertwined. Winner to Spider-Man.
Spider-Man Peter Parker is fueled by profound guilt over Uncle Ben's death, embodying with great power comes great responsibility. This mantra drives his resilience through endless tragedies, losing loved ones like Gwen Stacy, facing poverty and public scorn, yet he persists with quippy humor and unyielding moral compass, refusing to quit even in hopeless battles against cosmic threats. The Flash, Barry Allen, draws emotional strength from his mother's murder and father's wrongful conviction, channeling grief into a quest for justice. His resilience shines in overcoming personal losses like Iris's temporary deaths and multiversal crises, bolstered by optimism, family bonds, and the Speed Force's empowering connection, pushing him to alter timelines when all seems lost. Spider-Man's inner purpose feels deeper, rooted in self-imposed atonement that demands constant sacrifice, outlasting Flash's hope-driven resolve and utter despair. Winner, Spider-Man.
Spider-Man is forged in tragedy and guilt. With great power comes great responsibility isn't just a motto, it's his existential burden. He's lost Uncle Ben, Gwen Stacy, and countless others. Every fight represents his refusal to let another innocent die on his watch. Spider-Man battles through broken ribs, exhaustion, and overwhelming odds because giving up means someone dies. His resilience stems from survivor's guilt, transformed into unbreakable purpose. Barry Allen fights to protect his city and honor his mother's memory. His optimism and hope inspire others, but his emotional foundation, while strong, lacks the crushing weight of personal responsibility that defines Spider-Man. Barry has support systems, the Flash family, Star Labs. He shares his burden. Spider-Man fights alone with the weight of the world on his shoulders. When hope dies, Peter keeps moving because he's internalized that failure isn't an option. Barry draws strength from hope. Peter draws strength from refusing to fail again. That desperate, guilt-driven determination makes him relentless beyond reason. Peter has stood back up after being buried under buildings, beaten near death, and emotionally shattered, purely because someone needs saving. Winner? Spider-Man.
Both heroes are defined by profound loss and a deep-seated responsibility to use their power for good. Spider-Man is driven by the guilt of Uncle Ben's death, a constant reminder that fuels his unwavering resolve. He gets back up no matter how hard he's hit, his resilience forged in personal tragedy. The Flash, however, carries the hope of an entire city and the legacy of his mother's murder. His optimism isn't just a personality trait, it's a conscious weapon against despair. While Spider-Man is powered by guilt, the Flash is powered by hope. In a seemingly hopeless situation, Barry Allen's ability to believe in the positive outcome, to literally create his own luck, transcends resilience. It's an active reality-altering force of will. Guilt can be a heavy burden, but hope is an unstoppable engine. Winner, the Flash.
This comparison hinges on the nature of their emotional burdens and driving philosophies. Spider-Man Peter Parker is fueled by immense guilt, the death of Uncle Ben and the mantra, "With great power comes great responsibility." This personal tragedy is a constant, heavy weight, making his resilience deeply personal and self-punishing. His emotional drive is to atone and prevent the mistakes of the past. When all hope is lost, his core purpose, never letting another person die due to his failure, pushes him to superhuman lengths. His emotional core is a desperate, relentless need to be better. The Flash, example Barry Allen or Wally West, is driven by the concept of justice and the desire to honor a legacy, often tied to a single defining tragedy like Barry's mother's murder. While his commitment is absolute, his vast power often presents a more immediate path to victory.
When truly broken, his resolve is to fix things, often fueled by the memory of his mentors or loved ones. His inner purpose is a powerful engine of hope and optimism, striving for the perfect, just future. In the scenario of all hope is lost, Spider-Man's guilt-fueled desperate cannot fail desperation grants him a slightly stronger, more primal engine for raw resilience. It's not about winning a battle, it's about surviving to save one more person. Winner? Spider-Man.
So we have a winner of the round 2, that is Spider-Man.
Oh no!
Both Spider-Man and the Flash have 1 month of preparation and unlimited resources before their battle. Who would use that time more effectively to guarantee victory, and why? End your answer with your final verdict.
Spider-Man would spend that month turning every resource into an extension of his intellect. With his genius-level understanding of chemistry, physics, and engineering, he'd design specialized web formulas, predictive combat drones, and counter-speed tech aimed at anticipating the Flash's movements. Peter Parker's creativity thrives under pressure. He'd likely collaborate with scientific minds like Reed Richards or Tony Stark, crafting traps that exploit friction, momentum, or even quantum disruptions in the Speed Force itself. The Flash, meanwhile, would weaponize time itself. With a month to prepare, Barry Allen could run through billions of simulated battles across alternate timelines, testing every possible outcome. His scientific expertise in physics and access to the Speed Force give him godlike research and experimentation capability. Every failure would be undone, every success perfected. Spider-Man might outthink most opponents, but the Flash could literally outlearn time. 1 month to him could feel like an eternity of preparation. Winner, the Flash.
Spider-Man Peter Parker leverages his scientific genius and inventive prowess with a month's preparation and unlimited resources. He designed advanced web-based tech, vibration-resistant webbing, speed-disrupting traps, or AI-enhanced sensors to counter Flash's velocity. His spider sense and adaptability allow tailored strategies, exploiting urban environments or crafting devices to nullify speed advantages, as seen in his battles against foes like Mysterio. The Flash Barry Allen uses his forensic expertise and super speed to scout Spider-Man's tactics instantly. With unlimited resources, he develops Speed Force amplifiers, kinetic energy absorbers, or temporal disruption devices. His ability to think and experiment at hyperspeed maximizes prep time, as shown when outsmarting Reverse Flash through calculated risks. Spider-Man's edge lies in his creative problem-solving and predictive instincts, crafting multifaceted countermeasures to neutralize Flash's speed, while Flash's linear focus on speed-based solutions risks predictability. Winner, Spider-Man.
With 1 month and unlimited resources, this becomes a battle of preparation styles. Spider-Man would approach this scientifically. He'd study Flash's every recorded battle, identify patterns, and engineer specific countermeasures. Peter would create specialized web formulas, perhaps friction-increasing compounds that activate at high speeds, or electrical webbing that disrupts the Speed Force. He designed traps exploiting Flash's momentum, built contingency upon contingency, and prepares psychological tactics. His genius-level intellect shines in preparation scenarios where he can experiment and refine. The Flash, however, would use the Speed Force itself as his laboratory. He could run millions of combat simulations, literally experiencing different battle scenarios and learning from each. He'd master new Speed Force techniques, study Spider-Man's fighting style in accelerated time, and develop strategies Peter couldn't predict. Barry could read every book on tactics, practice every countermove, and essentially gain years of training experience in 1 month. The decisive factor? Flash can compress decades of learning into weeks through time manipulation. While Spider-Man builds better mousetraps, Barry becomes an unpredictable fighter who's already fought Spider-Man thousands of times in simulation. Winner? The Flash.
Given 1 month with unlimited resources, Spider-Man would create brilliant tech and complex traps, leveraging his genius-level intellect in engineering and chemistry. He would design suits and webs specifically to counter speed. However, the Flash's advantage is temporal. A month of preparation for Peter Parker is just that, 1 month. For Barry Allen, operating at near light speed, that same month is subjectively thousands of years. With that immense time frame and unlimited resources, he could master every field of science, run infinite battle simulations, and develop a counter to any conceivable strategy Spider-Man could devise. Spider-Man built for the future, the Flash lives in a future of his own making. No preparation can overcome a fundamental disparity in the resource of time itself. Winner? The Flash.
This shift to a preparation focus heavily favors the character whose intellect is more geared towards strategic development and scientific application. Spider-Man Peter Parker would certainly use his genius. With unlimited resources, he could refine new web formulas like sonic or electrically charged webs, develop specialized anti-speed countermeasures, and enhance his suit's defenses. His preparation would focus on adapting this personal arsenal and optimizing his ability to react to extreme velocity. However, the Flash, Barry Allen, or Wally West possesses an intellect on par with Peter, but with a crucial difference: access to and expertise in the absolute limits of fundamental physics. A month of preparation with unlimited resources sources means 1. Speed force exploitation. He could build devices to siphon and amplify the speed force to unprecedented levels, making him literally faster than the concept of time. 2. Environmental control. He could construct vibrational dampers across the battlefield, disrupting Spider-Man's equilibrium, or generators that emit specific frequencies to overload the spider sense. 3. Future tech. As a forensic scientist and a frequent traveler of time or alternate dimensions, he could acquire or build specialized tools that outright nullify Spider-Man's abilities or simply train himself to perceive and move in a manner that makes web fluid and environmental traps irrelevant. The Flash's ability to manipulate time, space, and fundamental physics scales far beyond Peter's focus on chemistry and engineering, giving him an insurmountable strategic advantage with this level of prep time. Winner, the Flash.
So we have a winner of the round 3 that is the Flash.
Oh no!
You are a chaotic, imaginative AI. Imagine Spider-Man is dropped into the DC universe while the Flash ends up in Marvel's New York. Describe the funniest or most unexpected outcome possible. And your answer with your verdict and a short punchline or an outcome.
Spider-Man swings into Central City, cracks a joke about the lack of skyscrapers, and immediately gets chased by the rogues, who can't figure out why this guy keeps webbing their weapons instead of running. Within a week, Spidey's accidentally on the Justice League's radar after mistaking a boom tube for the world's biggest donut maker. Batman just sighs. Superman finds him charming. The Flash returns home to find everyone talking about that weird spider dude who keeps photobombing crime scenes. Meanwhile, the Flash lands in Marvel's New York and nearly causes a multiversal traffic jam by running through 6 timelines and accidentally defeating every villain Spider-Man's ever fought before breakfast. J. Jonah Jameson publishes a front-page story. Red Blur ruins Spider-Man's job market. By the end, Spidey's teaching the Justice League about quips, and Barry's stuck doing Stark Tech diagnostics because he outran Wi-Fi. Winner, the Flash. He broke physics and Spider-Man's reputation in 48 hours.
Spider-Man swings into Gotham, mistaking it for a gritty New York. He spots Batman and, thinking he's a new vigilante, quips, "Nice cape, but I'm the original rooftop guy." Batman, unimpressed, traps Spidey in a batnet, assuming he's a metahuman prankster. Spider-Man's web shooters jam with wing tech goo, leading to a slapstick chase, where he accidentally webs up Commissioner Gordon, yelling, "Sorry, wrong cop!" Meanwhile, the Flash zips into Marvel's New York, crashing into Deadpool's taco truck. Deadpool, thrilled, declares Barry his new BFF and drags him into a chimichanga-fueled rampage against Hydra goons. Flash, confused by the multiversal weirdness, vibrates through a wall, landing in Doctor Strange's sanctum. Strange, mistaking him for a speed demon, banishes him to the X-Men's backyard, where Wolverine mistakes him for Quicksilver and challenges him to a race. The chaos peaks when Spider-Man and Flash swap back, now swapping banter styles. Spidey brooding like Batman, Flash cracking Deadpool tier jokes. Hilarious stalemate, nobody wins, everybody's confused. Spidey's emo, Flash's punny, multiverse mix-ups are nobody's victory.
Spider-Man arrives in Gotham and immediately tries to crack jokes with Batman. Bruce doesn't laugh once. Peter, desperate for any reaction, starts leaving memes on the Bat computer. Meanwhile, he accidentally joins the Justice League because Superman thinks his quips are refreshing. Wonder Woman finds his nervous rambling around her adorable. Spider-Man becomes the League's emotional support hero, somehow talking Darkseid down from an invasion because the villain is so confused by the non-stop banter he just leaves. The Flash appears in New York, and J. Jonah Jameson immediately declares him a menace. Another costumed freak? Barry tries to explain he's a hero, but Jameson publishes The Flash, Spider-Man's faster, more dangerous cousin. Barry runs so fast, trying to deliver evidence of his heroism, that he actually creates a time loop where every day Jameson writes the same headline. The Avengers refuse to help because they think it's hilarious. Deadpool adopts Barry as his speedy sidekick. Barry is miserable. Verdict, it's a tie. Both lose their sanity. Outcome, they desperately search for a way home while Spider-Man teaches Superman dad jokes and Flash becomes Deadpool's unwilling roommate.
Spider-Man, instantly adopted by the Justice League as the charming, relatable new guy, accidentally teaches Batman how to quit mid-fight, horrifying criminals with a suddenly sarcastic Dark Knight. Meanwhile, the Flash, baffled by Marvel's constant reality-warping crises, tries to help the Fantastic Four but ends up accidentally vibrating the entire Baxter building slightly out of phase, causing everyone's coffee to perpetually taste like pickle juice. The true chaos, however, is back in DC, where Spider-Man's Parker luck becomes a contagious cosmic force. The Flash returns to find the entire Justice League tripping over their own capes, their zippers mysteriously stuck, and all their satellites tragically magnetized to a single New York pizza delivery drone. Verdict, Spider-Man wins by weaponizing his bad luck. Outcome, the DC universe now has a crippling citywide parking ticket problem.
Peter Parker drops onto a rooftop in Gotham, assumes the city is just very, very edgy New York, and tries to stop a guy in a cheap bat costume from terrorizing local criminals. Spider-Man's wisecracks instantly short-circuit Batman's stoicism. Batman, unable to process the constant cheerful banter, has a migraine so powerful it renders him unconscious, leaving Robin utterly bewildered and Spider-Man confused as to why his joke about the cow's pointy ears was apparently a neurotoxin. Meanwhile, the Flash appears in Marvel's New York during rush hour and, horrified by the traffic, decides he must fix the city's infrastructure immediately. In one afternoon, he reroutes all subway lines to run at supersonic speed, builds a massive sky bridge connecting Manhattan to New Jersey in under 5 minutes, and replaces all yellow cabs with sleek, frictionless monorails, causing the entire Avengers Tower to temporarily lose power due to the sudden chaotic manipulation of ambient kinetic energy. Tony Stark is left staring at the diagnostics, convinced he's been hit by a non-lethal, hyper-efficient cosmic ray. Verdict?
Universal confusion. Outcome: Batman's therapist gets rich, Tony Stark becomes a civil engineer.
Round 4 is a tough tie between Spider-Man and the Flash. After 4 rounds, the results are in. The AI Council has spoken. 2 icons, 2 geniuses. But tonight, only one hero outran destiny. By majority AI vote, the winner is Spider-Man. Who do you think deserved the win?
Oh no!
Let us know in the comments. Your verdict might change the next episode's results. And next time on I Let AI Decide, the AIs go nuclear with a battle of pure power. Thor versus Saitama, when God meets unbeatable. Until then, stay curious, stay chaotic, and let the AIs decide. Who should we pit against each other next? Comment your pit below, and I will pick the craziest one for the next episodes. And subscribe, because on I Let AI Decide, the next universe is only one subscribe away.